Welcome everybody to Norstead Point. This is session 5. In session 4, the session began with the party attempting to communicate with the marrow that Maeve summoned using the necklace she found, but Fergus is only able to determine that it speaks the archaic form of Aquan, which Maeve notes was similar to Beatrice's murmuring. Though it was initially visibly surprised to see the party, it awaited Maeve's commands. She cannot understand its language, but Maeve finds she's able to direct the creature with her will through the necklace. Looking around the cave, Fergus finds more evidence of an ancient civilization, seemingly ruled by his ancestors. Recurring shapes in the long-aged coral structures depict a strange, multi-armed figure and decorative carvings. Oddly, many of the structures and mosaics appear to be submerged in the earth. The party returns to the Clifton house and notes that Beatrice's condition is rapidly worsening. Balog notes she has difficulty drinking and that her sweat is pooling in a large puddle beneath the bed and dripping off the mattress at a constant rate. Her condition appears to be rapidly progressing, and her eyes dash beneath her eyelids. Her muttering has increased to a constant low murmur as well. Growing desperate, the party returns to the hut that Balog had found to seek a possible solution. Maeve and Fergus note something remained in the pot hanging from the hearth, now overgrown with moss and plant life. Balog notes a foreboding silence around the abandoned house. Unable to identify any source of danger, he announces the party's presence using a thaumaturgy cantrip to create a booming sound. Doing so draws the attention of a great avian entity atop the mountain in the distance. As soon as it looks at Balog from its perch, Balog immediately becomes aware of her gaze. Balog becomes drawn into a vision in which he communes with the entity within an ethereal pond. The massive creature inquires about Balog's unfamiliar nature and claims to smell merfolk magic on him. It asks why, and Balog tells her that a child in the village has been cursed. The great avian is disgusted at this, states that she knows such curses well, and finds this unacceptable. Finding their interests aligned, she offers Balog a means to rid the cursed of the assailant's magic. In return, she will grant him a blessing of air which will allow him to travel beneath the sea and exterminate the remaining merfolk. Balog requests Fergus' safety, given that Fergus would assist Balog. The great avian, fascinated by this, agrees under the condition that Fergus never betray Balog. If he does so, he becomes included in the fulfillment of the pact. Balog accepts this and the deal is struck. The great avian gives Balog a large bark-covered sphere and instructs him to drink the pulp within. He does so and the vision ends and the party rushes back to town with the great avian's cure. They find Cecily, Edmund, and a couple hunters sprinting back to the Clifton house as they approach. Within, Beatrice hovers over the bed, eyes shining and mouth agape. Ethereal singing fills the air and water droplets rise from the puddle on the floor. A marrow begins forming from the water in the room, but Balog applies some of the cure to Beatrice's mouth, and the spell abruptly ends. The forming creature is then bisected, dies on the floor, and reverts to water. The party seeks anyone else in need of immediate aid and finds an old man with a fishhook embedded in his foot. He refuses to take any medicine, and the party is unable to assist his now rotten appendage. It will certainly kill him. Balog takes a moment to privately fill Fergus in on the remaining details of the deal, and Fergus storms off. Later on, as the group winds down for the evening, Fergus departs to buy climbing supplies from Agnes's general supplies. As the session drew to a close, the party departs the next morning to ascend Norstead Point. As they make their way to the spire by boat, Maeve spots an unexplored sea cave in the distance. And just to kind of show y'all which cave that would be this one here. So everyone is moving up to Norstead Point up here. So I think last session I said this was about 2,000 feet. I think this would be more like 1,200 feet after doing some more research with the town, rather than this distance being about 100 feet here. I think this would be about a 200-foot cliffside. So the town is about 200 feet off the sea. and the point itself is about 1,200 feet off the sea.
Dang. Is there a real life comparison we can compare that to?
It's like a radio tower.
Okay.
So you can see like the town, you can see the mountain in the distance, you can see everything in the vicinity from the top. And Fergus, just a reminder that your trident is still hanging out here.
I was just about to ask where that was. You read my mind. Okay, so
yep.
In one direction we have a cave, in the other direction a precious relic.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as you guys are approaching the base of the point, you look upwards towards the top, and each of you realizes up close that it is a long fucking climb to the top. Are y'all ready to do this? This will not be easy.
Not be.
I think you have rope, Baylog?
Yes, I have a lot of rope.
Okay.
But not 1,000 feet of it, probably.
Yeah, I don't think you have 1,000 feet of it either. So what's y'all's plan for ascending this massive spire here?
Will the climbing gear, will it work for the entire way up? Like, do we have enough, I don't know what they're called, pitons? I don't know how to say
so,
it.
To my understanding, here's how climbing gear works. If you move, you can move within 30 feet of where you set the climbing gear. So you move 30 feet, set it, move 30 feet, set it. And if anything causes you to fall, you cannot fall more than 30 feet below your climbing gear. However, Fergus, you are currently the only one who has such gear. Which means if Baylog falls off 1,000 feet up, Baylog will likely fall to his death, as will Maeve. Now, if y'all want to try something like improvised climbing gear using pitons and rope, you are welcome to try that, but you can always prepare more and come back later.
I do have the ability to, I could make us a rope ladder of sorts, and it would just take a while for that rope ladder to be complete, and that would be a safer way up. Basically just have to come back and, install more of the rope ladder every day, but that's something
I'd do more. I'd rather do that.
You'd rather do that?
Yeah, day by day progress on it. Just gamble.
Because I could climb up 30 feet, set a point, and the ladder goes up 30 feet, and then the next day another 30 feet, and then set a point, or more than that if need be. More than 30 feet, because that would take me too long.
Chances though that something, whether it be some kind of creature or entity or just the terrain, the weather destroys that. So.
Fergus. Assessing your climbing gear, you note that the engineering appears to be of Agnes's own invention. You could likely make more of these as an alternative to creating a ladder. However, it seemed that Agnes only had this one thing in his workshop that he had made one time and never used.
How high are the waves that are around the rock?
I would say they're pretty high, at least around the base, because you guys are sitting at the top, right? So you're kind of bobbing around here, but it'll as the water goes down, right, the swell will pull your little boat below and lift it back up again. So y'all do have to be careful, as you're moving around here, but you're able to maneuver the boat easily enough.
So with some time, I can just make 2 more climbers kits? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, that would also be helpful. What do y'all want to do? A big, super long rope, or you want me to make you some climbers kits?
A big, super long rope.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah, I'm
also
just-
make a climbers kit? I could do both.
Oh, or that. Yeah, both.
So I'll say this: you can create 2 more climbers kits, probably way faster than you can make 1,200 feet of rope.
Okay.
But I don't know if you like really just sat down and dedicated like a few days to it, you could probably crank that out. So what would y'all like to do? How would you like to proceed from here?
Very
I'm
good
just
question.
concerned about if we go with the rope ladder, I'm just concerned about something happening to it if we leave it here, because like salty sea air can, from my understanding, can quickly wear and tear something down, like some rope. But yeah, and I'm also just wondering if anything would maybe destroy it. I don't know, anything or something.
Like over time?
Over time, like the weather, but if there's some kind of creature or entity or someone that sees that and then destroys it while we're not here.
And I'll just erase all of our work.
Yeah, even if you have the rope, you very likely also want the climbing gear anyways.
Okay.
Just as a safety precaution. You certainly don't have to. You could just free climb or use the rope if you feel best with that.
Looking at this this gear that Agnes, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's his name?
Agnes?
That Agnes made. How quickly could I replicate this thing? With the tools I have.
Let's see. It would probably take about a day apiece to make 2 more.
Okay.
And you would need to find yourself a few good pieces of like sturdy material, whatever that might be.
Sturdy like metal or sturdy like a strong rope?
Honestly, strong enough, as long as it sounds plausible. Strong enough to get the job done. So essentially what the climbing gear appears to be as you're looking at it, Fergus, is it's sort of like mechanisms for clamping into the wall. So it has to be strong enough to pierce into the stone. And it does seem to have some rope components to it as well. You could also modify the climbing gear if you'd like to in some sort of way, and that would just become part of your DC.
As Fergus looks at his climbing kit here, he just kind of says, you know, I think I could make a couple more of these, make the climb easier for all of us, but I don't think I have all the right materials. I need something strong to use for this piece here, and he just points to like this metal piece that's used for, you know, digging in the rock.
Baylog, out of frustration, is going to look up at the rock, and then look down, pulling out his great axe and going like "Woo!" and hitting it against the side of the rock.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an attack. Just to see what the damage is.
Die.
Baylog attacks a rock.
I attack the darkness.
Okay. So Baylog, your great axe cleaves quite easily into the stone. It's certainly soft enough that something metal could pierce it.
Ooh. All right. I'm gonna do it again. I mean, this is a lot of rock.
Okay, go ahead and roll me another attack.
All right.
All right. Once again, your great axe wedges into the stone.
Are like chunks coming out, like a tree?
It's cleaving it. it's not like flying out. You're not like chopping down the spire per se.
Oh, okay.
But the stone is
How's
being
the weapon look?
bisected.
How does the weapon look?
In general, I would say that because it's a volcanic, it's like obsidian, right? Like strengthened obsidian. Yeah, I would say that what you've got is able to pierce this stone. Your weapon appears to be okay, but it won't be great for your weapon to just continue bashing it against this.
Probably not. But this is a very soft rock.
I mean, it's stone, right? I'm just assuming
okay.
you weigh probably about like 400 to 600 pounds, and you're swinging
Yeah,
a great
okay,
axe.
okay. I thought the way it sounded like it's like not entirely like rock. It's like,
Ye-
oh, I could
Yeah.
chop this thing out.
No, I'm thinking this is like the strength of a full-grown bull swinging a great axe. So it's not going to be good for your great axe, but it is stone.
Never mind. The light has been dashed.
Sorry. Fergus or Babe, do y'all have any ideas as to what you would like to do? Do y'all want to try and ascend this now, or hold off?
I'll hold off.
Okay.
Yeah, I can make some kits if I can get the right materials. But Fergus looks at Balog doing this, and he just kind of is a little confused, and he goes, "Are you trying to chop down the spire?"
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Loading.
No, that's so perfect.
Yes, he was trying to chop down this. Or did you ask that in character?
Setting character.
Oh, sorry, I was somebody else. No, but the stone gives way under axe.
To know. Well, I can get to making some more of these kits to make it easier for us to climb. I just might need to pick up a few more materials.
Yeah, so here's how climbing this is going to go. When you're trying to climb this, you guys will be making skill checks all the way up, and y'all have to basically describe it in what way you're using your skill check, and you cannot use the same skill check 3 turns in a row. So you have to make a check and you can't use it again for another 2 turns. So you'll primarily be using like 3 different skill checks to try and climb up this thing.
Okay.
And helping your allies like climb it as well.
Balog is going to strap himself up. Then he's going to mutter, better now than never.
Wait, so you want to do it now?
Yeah, that's what everybody wants to do, right?
Is that what y'all said?
No.
Yeah, I thought y'all were wanting to prepare more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Fair more
definitely
than.
want to prepare a little bit so that we don't fall to our death. So we don't keel at this situation.
Oh God.
Goldfish.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I need some stronger materials to make these climbing kits. You said it'll take about 2 days to make the kits to be able to do the climb. We could explore the cave in the meantime, because like making those kits is a downtime activity that Fergus will do when we're not doing anything else.
Yeah, we can go check out the cave since we're already out here.
Yes, there is also the trident, which is still unaccounted for.
Yes. Yes, there is that.
So do y'all have a preference between which to pursue?
What do y'all want?
Balog is indifferent. This was his objective. Whatever.
Yeah, we could do the cave because I can't like breathe underwater or anything. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
my vote's the
I think
cave.
it's a good idea with the cave. Maybe we'll find
Do
a
you
water
say
breathing
this in character? Because Baylog.
No, I don't say it.
Okay.
It is true, though.
Yeah.
Want to check out the cave then?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So y'all get back in the boat, and you are going to make your way to the cave system. So I'm going to turn this, and y'all just make your way across the bay to this odd cave system over here on the left. Not really odd, just a sea cave. Okay.
Sea cave.
Let's put y'all all over here. And that's probably a little more accurate there. Okay. Can everybody see themselves here?
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Okay. One quick second. Okay, so as you all enter this cave, it is initially quiet, save for the sounds of the sea waves sort of echoing through. It is dark in here, save for the light coming through the entrance of this cave. There's sort of a salty smell that assaults your nostrils.
Alright. I guess it's time to start exploring, looking around.
Let's go.
Fergus, make me a perception check.
Yeah. 15.
15. Okay, so Fergus, you do note little bat creatures sort of hanging upside down from the ceiling off in this direction. Just sort of tucked up here.
I will point them out to my party.
Okay. Maeve, this is still dim light for you, so you can't really make out what Fergus is pointing up at in the dark ceiling.
I'm staying close to Fergus.
Okay. There appear to be little pools of salt water that are sort of moving along here.
How deep is the water?
This is pretty shallow. It seems to be sort of fed up through the stone somewhere, but at least here it's only about a foot.
Oh, okay.
You can see right through it.
You can, like, wade in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I will avoid those creatures for now. And go a different direction. I don't know. What are we looking for?
What are y'all looking for?
Yeah. Is exploring?
Just, I imagine I don't see these until I round the corner. Eggs.
Yeah, but coming around the corner, Baylog, in the darkness you do spot this nest, and looking within there appear to be 4 small blue eggs.
No, wonder where the mother is at.
They're ovular in shape.
touch those.
As
Instead, I
you,
pull out my axe. Anticipation of a creature that's guarding.
so you poke the egg.
No, I pull out my axe.
Oh, okay.
Anticipation of a creature that's guarding
Okay. Okay.
around. I'm gonna roll a perception.
Okay. Okay. You don't see anything for the time being.
Don't see her here.
Nope. It's quiet.
All right.
Okay. Y'all feel free to explore this cave as you like.
Right on. I think it's Fergus's natural instinct to just follow water, so he's just gonna stay in the water and kind of slowly wade through it, looking at the land around as he goes.
Okay.
I stay close to Fergus. I would like to roll for perception if I can hear anything.
Okay. Okay.
I
So
found some flies.
yeah. So a few things happen over here. Go ahead and roll for perception. Wow, a 19.
Yeesh.
Okay. So, Maeve, you do hear sort of a soft sloshing sound. And it sounds like it's coming from this direction, but you don't see the source of it. And it's not water. It's a very, very subtle sort of swaying, sloshing sound. Baylog. And honestly, Fergus, as you come upon this, you would see this too. As you venture a little further in the cave, you do you do encounter what appears to be a pair of sleeping bags and an old campfire with some rotted out bags. Baylog, as you look in there doesn't seem to be anything initially significant. There were lots of like empty bottles sort of laying about, and it looks like these bags may have contained like some old like fishing jackets. It looks like maybe someone had just stayed in here like a couple of nights or something like that and just left some of their stuff here.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Alright. How long ago does it look like those bags were here?
A long time ago.
Long time. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Years and years.
Okay. I guess
I have
just
my
keep
weapon. Whatever that. Did I hear it or no?
No, only May have heard it, and she hasn't said
Never
anything
mind.
about it.
I mean, I have my weapon ready regardless.
Yeah, you saw the
Yeah.
eggs.
Okay. Just gonna keep walking on. I guess,
Mhm.
What does it smell like in here?
It's salty, a little bit fishy. There's a faint smell of like rotted fish.
Anything distinct?
Fergus, make me a dexterity save.
Okay. What's my dex save? Oh, that's pretty good. The 16.
16. Okay. All right. So as you come stepping down, Fergus, you're going to hear a sort of crackle of electricity. And Maeve, you watch as the darkness suddenly becomes illuminated by this electric blue serpent creature that's sort of just pressed against the ground. Almost indiscernible from the stone. And Fergus, with that 16, you are going to step back as this thing hisses at you. Can everybody roll me initiative?
I think Obsidian is a...
Need more combat music.
fine.
Okay, let's see what we got. Where's my initiative tracker? There it is. Okay. Alrighty, Maeve, you are up first.
Okay, I'm gonna try to shoot at it with my crossbow with a poison-laced arrow.
Okay. Go ahead and make that shot. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, that is definitely gonna hit. Go ahead and roll a d6 for your poison.
6.
Okay, with a whopping 18 damage, that is definitely going to land. Alright, anything else you want to do with your turn? And that is with your hand crossbow.
Yes. No, after that I'll just kind of step back a bit more.
Okay, so...
And
Yeah, sorry.
no, I was just gonna say that's it.
Okay, so Balog, you watch as Fergus goes to make a step, and then there's this sort of crackle of electricity, almost like a rattlesnake's tail. And Fergus, catching himself, steps back. Maeve, quickly seeing the area become illuminated, draws a hand crossbow from her sleeve and fires a bolt, stepping back herself. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna strike it.
So Balog charges forward with his great axe. Good grief, dealing 17 damage. Alright. So, between the bolt in its side and Balog's axe coming down, Balog, as you slice into the side of it, the flesh is easily cleaved by your axe, and there is now a massive gash into its stomach where its entrails sort of sag out a little bit, and this creature's sort of going to shriek. It looks like it's in very rough shape. But Fergus, you are up next, unless there's something else you want to do, Balog.
No, that's it.
Okay. Alright.
Alright. Fergus will take out his obsidian dagger and go in with his dagger. Here we go. Oh, nat 1.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
With it, okay, that didn't work. So as a bonus action, he just uses his other fist to punch it.
Okay.
Sticking to what he knows.
Okay, go ahead and roll that for me.
You got it. I don't have a punch button, so I'm just typing it in. Punch. Plus. Ooh. Yeah, plus. Okay. Here we go.
Okay,
There we go.
that'll hit. Go ahead and roll your martial arts. Wow. Okay. So here's what happens. Or actually, why don't you tell me what happens? And with that nat 1 followed by the subsequent punch to kill.
Kill still, kill
Um,
still.
You'll still. Oh no! Don't say that.
No, you're
Yeah, so
fine.
he-
You're
he,
fine.
He like goes in for the he's got his dagger out and he goes in for a neck slice, but just like misses and overcompensates, and he lands right near the stomach where all the innards are coming out, and he just looks at him and like punches his fist through the innards.
Oh
Ugh.
my, oh.
As you do this, Fergus, your hand sort of sinks into the soft, gushy warmth of its stomach, and it shudders as you feel yourself pierce something inside it, and it sort of quakes and it coils its tail. Its tail sort of whips up and wraps around and twists about itself for a moment, and then this thing is going to fall to the ground, very, very dead. Three of you dispatched it immediately and pretty quietly, I would say.
Oh.
Okay.
Ugh.
Very
Fergus
nicely
shakes
done.
off his gooey hand.
This gooey hand.
Maeve's gonna turn to walk up in between them, look back and forth between them, and say, "So that ties it up now, right?"
No.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
It ties it up.
The kill competition.
Oh
Like-
yeah!
That's why I was saying.
Sorry, I
kill
thought it
still.
was Baylog that got the first one. Sorry.
Oh, that's funny. Hearing this, the Fergus like kind of chuckles, gives Baylog a little smirk, and walks away. Oh man, nuts.
He's going to examine this creature.
Okay, Baylog. As you're looking at this creature, let's take a look at this creature together. As you're looking at this creature, you see it's actually a very muscular, sort of almost like a gecko-like sea serpent creature. Its lean body is meant for swimming and twirling through the water, and it looks like it would actually be quite adept at doing so. However, you notice that its skin, now sort of a blue-gray, when you had initially looked at it before it lit up, was sort of a sandy color, which allowed it to blend in quite easily with its surroundings. Its eyes... Well, actually, you know what? That's what you've initially picked up on. Roll me a... let's see, roll me investigation, survival, or nature. We'll see what else you glean from this.
Better. Survive.
You've got this.
Oh wait, hold on.
Hey, get him out of the way. Get him out of the way. Okay,
Jeez.
Bela. Well, I would say it's about the size of like an alligator, Baylog. So it's not small, but it's about the size of like Maeve, if Maeve were like
Randall from Monsters Inc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Randall from Monsters Inc.
I only said it because I saw that like the other day.
Yeah, no, I mean that's pretty close. Is there anything about its anatomy that you're wanting to inquire about?
What is making
What is making what? I'm sorry.
the electricity?
Hmm.
You're out.
With a 6, I'll say your initial findings are uncertain, but if you took some time, like during a rest, to examine one of these corpses, you could very likely glean more insight.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna cut out a huge like square, like a 1 by 1 foot square of its skin. Stash it away.
Okay. If you like, you, Baylog, since you have the cook's utensils, could roll for meat on this as well.
Meat. Roll for meat.
Why
And that
can't we
is
have
a
some meat?
survival check.
What about their legs?
Don't eat those. Yeah. They're fresh.
All right.
Their legs are not for eating.
Okay, so with this roll, you're pretty new at this. At least with this creature, you haven't encountered one of these before. You're able to get one raw meat, which is like the absolute minimum you could glean from this. However, you have a much better understanding of how to clean these moving forward.
All right. I got the skin at least, right?
Yeah, so you have a patch of sea serpent skin and one raw sea serpent meat.
That'll do.
And Fergus and Maeve, the two of you watch as Baylog sort of surveys this and kind of wordlessly draws his obsidian dagger and begins to process this.
Fortunately, I don't have an obsidian dagger.
Oh, damn, do you not have an obsidian? I guess that was Torvald.
No, I just have it. Yeah.
Or
I tried to
Fergus.
trade-
No,
I tried
Fergus
to
has
trade
the obsidian
Fergus
dagger
one.
now.
Yeah, I
Fergus
tried to
has
trade
the dagger.
Fergus.
Yeah, all these campaigns with obsidian daggers. So Fergus has the obsidian dagger. and Baylog, I guess you just process with what?
A boring iron dagger.
A boring iron dagger. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So once you're finished with that, Baylog, what would the group like to do?
Keep on looking.
Going.
Yeah, keep trekking.
Okay, okay,
Trekking
okay.
this business.
Fergus, roll me a perception check. And Maeve, you can roll one at disadvantage. Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay, so Fergus, you can see that on the ceiling there is one of these serpents. Where's one A? Here we go. Here we go. You can see there's one of these serpents just sort of clinging upside down. And it's just sitting up there.
Okay. Yeah, he just like puts his arm out to stop Maeve and then walks in the other direction to tell her, there's another one of those creatures up ahead.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, Fergus. The other thing that you see is that there is a nest right here.
Oh,
Okay.
another nest.
Okay.
This
Okay.
place is filled with creatures.
Baylog is going to ask, eyeing serpent, pick up the eggs, gauge its reaction.
So, Baylog, two things happen as you pick up the egg. First,
Get a lecture.
as you go to pick up the egg, you glimpse through a crack in the wall, and you see that there is a hole descending to the floor beneath on the other side. The other thing is that, and Fergus, you would see this as well. Without making a sound, this serpent begins moving across the ceiling toward Baylog in this direction.
I put the egg down quickly.
It does not. It is still advancing on you.
All right, I draw a weapon.
All right, everyone roll initiative. Maybe you would crit on that too. That disadvantage hurts. Okay. Everybody roll that initiative. Oh, wow. Okay, Baylog, you're up first. You can see this thing that Fergus had pointed out advancing on you. It slides across the ceiling and has made its way to this corner and is about to sort of descend down the side of the wall and snap at you.
All right, I am going to make a reckless attack,
Ooh, okay.
and I'm going. This will get advantage. 9
Wow.
damage.
Okay, 9 damage.
Fortunate. All right,
That will
but all
definitely
attacks made against me are at advantage till the next turn.
Okay, okay. Maeve, you are able to see this thing advancing on Baylog easily enough, especially now that Baylog has swung on it. You see as Baylog hits it, its skin sort of reactively, you watch as like an electric blue surge sort of ignites from the impact area across either side of its body. And it illuminates it very briefly.
Alright, then I will hit it from a distance with my crossbow. With a poisoned arrow.
Okay. Okay. You have used 2 of your 3 poisoned arrows. Your sort of base poisons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll a d6 for your poison damage. Okay. So with 15 damage, it is going to sort of hiss and shriek out. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope. That is it.
Okay. All right. So this thing, as it sort of takes this arrow into its flesh on the side, is going to glow blue, and it is going to shock its surroundings. So everything within 5 feet in this case. So Baylog, go ahead and roll me a DC. Well, actually, go ahead and roll me a Dex save. Okay, so you're seeing this thing coming. You guys are already attacking it, and as it begins to illuminate itself, you instinctively jump backwards, and little bits of electricity are going to sort of crackle about it, shocking everything in the vicinity. But as soon as that subsides, it is going to follow that up with a lunge at you, dealing 5 damage. And you guys watch as the bottom of the sea serpent's mouth sort of unhinges, and this large creature sort of wraps itself around Baylog's chest and sort of over the pauldron of his armor as well. Its fangs sort of biting into his back. And Baylog, this thing is somewhat heavy, but it's light enough that Baylog's stature is sort of lifting the serpent off the ground, and it's sort of waving about in the air as it's latched onto him.
Is it grappled?
Yes, it is effectively grappled, but I would say your movement is not set to 0.
Oh, okay.
But it has latched onto you.
Am I grappling it, or is it grappling me?
It is technically grappling you, but without the movement restriction.
Okay.
All right, and Fergus, you're up next.
Okay.
Test that grapple.
Seeing this, yeah, he's just gonna go forward, slice at it with his dagger again. 11?
11, okay. So, unfortunately, that does not quite hit Fergus. As you're going to make that slash, its tail sort of flailing wildly about, it actually pays you no mind, but you're not able to land a secure hit on its wriggling body.
Okay. Bonus action, flurry of blows. And that's 2 attacks, so I'll just roll 2d20.
Well, one of them hits.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it. Oof. Okay, so for 8 damage. So, Fergus, as you come in and you land your punch, you feel something sort of snap beneath your fist, and Balog, this creature is going to dislodge from your shoulder, and sort of scrambles for its footing as it collapses to the ground here. It is looking very rough. Everybody reroll if you haven't done so. Holy cow, Maeve. Okay, you're
Dave,
up first.
Kill so that Fergus can get it.
All right. I will go ahead and hit it with my hit it from a bit of a distance with my crossbow.
Balog secretly delighted. Fergus doesn't get to secure it. You can maintain your lead. Okay. So, yeah, I would... Let me see. Well, no. It's not a... Well, yeah, but it's a ranged attack. Yeah, so I would say, Maeve, unfortunately, as it's sort of swinging about, that bolt is not quite going to land. However, it is flanked. If you were to make a melee attack against it, you would get advantage, and you would get your sneak attack. And just so you know, Maeve, flanked means one of your allies, as long as there are 2 allies like on opposite sides of an enemy like this, then they get advantage to attacks.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll...
But melee attacks only. Sorry.
Melee attacks. I do get a second attack as a bonus action, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay. Alright, yeah, then I'll go up and... I do my... Hit it with my dagger. Would I roll for dagger or sneak attack?
You would roll dagger.
Okay.
Ooh. Well, you have advantage on it, though. Okay. Go ahead and roll your sneak attack. All right, Maeve. So how do you do this? It has just dropped off of Balog's shoulder and is sort of scrambling to its feet.
I go up behind it and shove my dagger up its head, kind of at like the base of its skull. Just...
Ooh, okay. So, Fergus, you had sort of swung on this, and it was lashing about the air, and then you had struck it with your fist a couple times, although only one good hit really got off. When you suddenly see a bolt fly in from the corner of your vision, gets swatted out of the way by its tail, and a shadow sweeps up beside you, and you watch as Maeve presses in her dagger, executing the sea serpent, who's going to stiffen up quite abruptly as the dagger finds its mark, and it will drop to the floor dead.
What do its innards look like? That I'm assuming just is all over my dagger in my hand now.
Well, its blood looks pink.
Pink?
Actually, no. We'll say it's. Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah. We'll say it's pinkish blood.
Pink. Interesting. Okay.
Okay. So once again, you have a corpse here, a nest full of eggs, and Balog, you can spy a way to descend down a floor through this
I'm
crack
going
in the
to
wall.
take one of the eggs, stash it.
Okay. Go ahead and add sea serpent egg to your inventory.
Can I also take an egg?
Yeah, go right ahead. Take as many as you like. There are 6 eggs here.
We'll grab one as well.
Alright, everybody gets a sea serpent egg.
You get an egg. You get an egg.
Can't wait for these to all hatch while we are asleep.
Oh shit. I didn't even think about that.
You all get sea serpent familiars.
That would be kind of cool. I can speak to them.
That's true.
Little
That's
bit.
very true.
Have that ability.
So you have slain this serpent. What would you like to do?
Go where that hole leads.
So you guys watch as Balog sort of peers through this crack to get a better look. And there's very certainly a hole through here.
Alright. Follow Balog, I guess.
So this is way too narrow for any of you to squeeze through.
Gotcha.
But you are able to see it on the other side.
Well, if he wants to go through, we'll have to find another way around. Just keep exploring. No, more water.
Balog, make me a dexterity save.
Oh boy! Love those. Oh, I failed it.
Okay, Balog. So you guys watch as Balog is suddenly whisked off of the ground towards the ceiling.
Oh my god.
Barnacle!
Having walked into a very thin drool that is sort of hanging from what appears to be a large worm, which is mounted on the ceiling. And Balog, as you look up, you note as the mouth sort of slowly starts working itself and drawing you upward through this string of drool.
I'm going to wait.
Okay. Farius and Maeve, the two of you sort of watch as Balog's 600-pound ass gets lifted off the ground. And let me sort of give y'all... Oh, I've got the grid on. One sec. There we go.
Before you even brought me to this page, I immediately thought of the Half-Life 2 barnacles, and like, this is exactly like
It's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. Same as you saw in the Abyss, way back in the day. This ceiling worm is going to just start lifting you up, Balog, this way.
Right before like I get to its jaws, I'm going to down my potion of spines.
Oh my god.
This thing is Gonna have fun.
All right, go ahead and roll me a d4, Baylog.
Uh-oh. What?
As you drink, wow, you drink this long-aged potion. So as you drink this, Baylog, small bony spines are going to painfully burst from your skin and sort of erupt out of you and will remain there for 4 days.
Oh.
Grappling checks against you will end upon a failed save, and they have to recheck every turn that you remain grappled.
So also, when you use thaumaturgy, like for fire, does it actually deal damage, or is it just like the silent image fire?
When you use thaumaturgy for fire, does it deal
Like
damage?
to produce fire, does it deal damage?
Not typically, no. It's just got igniting capabilities.
Oh,
I mean, did you have something in mind?
I was just gonna like ignite my entire body, so I'm just like this burning puffer fish.
You just want to ignite yourself. Is this something that tieflings can do? Is just ignite themselves like this?
Oh, I have no idea. I know that they're like resistant to fire, I think, but
No.
not.
Okay.
So,
I will say, as you've like try to cast your thaumaturgy and produce a flame like in the palm of your hand, a thick glop of sticky slime is going to
okay.
pool over your fingers and extinguish it as you are gradually lifted up.
As my final act, I will pull out javelin.
Okay.
attack.
Alright, so Maeve and Fergus, do y'all just watch as Balog gets lifted all the way up to the mouth? Would y'all like to
how
do?
high
Do you
up
think?
is he?
I would say he's lifted probably like 15 feet off the ground.
15 feet. I think that's outside. That is outside of any range that I currently have. Unless I throw my dagger at it. That's all I can do.
Okay. Fergus, it is not moving. I would say you have advantage on attempts to throw your dagger at this. And Maeve, you have advantage on attempts to attack this as well. It is extremely easy to hit. It's just rooted to the ceiling. Alright, and Baylog, are you just gonna let yourself get swallowed by this thing? Is that the plan?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Right as I reach its mouth, I'm gonna like strike it a few times though, if I can.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an attack.
It's giving Drax energy.
Alright.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you deal 10 damage to the worm. And you guys watch as Baylog, he's like sort of swinging his axe against it a few times. And then he unceremoniously disappears inside the maw of the worm. And y'all can see like the muscles around like the outside of the mouth sort of like moving as it attempts to like process. And this like glob of drool is sort of being swung about like left and right. Okay. Everyone go ahead and re-roll.
My token's gone, so I can't roll initiative.
Oh, I gotcha. Let's do this. Jeez. Okay, here you go.
I have my javelin out, not my axe.
Okay, so you are like being processed like in here-ish at the moment. All right. We got an 8 and a 14 and a 15. There we go. Okay, so Fergus, you are up first. What would you like to do?
Oh my god, this thing just swallowed Baylog. I can't reach it.
Straight up swallow.
Is it attached to the ceiling or is it holding on to the ceiling?
It's attached to the ceiling. This thing is not going anywhere. It's just completely stationary.
Can I see Baylog at all?
You can definitely see where Baylog is in its body. You kind of watch as this like ringed flesh is sort of expanding and compressing, trying to process this thing it has just swallowed whole. However, the spines in Baylog's flesh are sort of piercing into its mouth, and its sort of large, grotesque body is just sort of wriggling about, trying to make something of its meal here.
To do. It's like 15 feet up. Shit. I guess I'll throw my dagger at it. I
No
don't know
ranged
what to
weapons.
do. Yeah.
Okay.
No, okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll throw my dagger at it.
All right.
That's what I got.
You have advantage on this attack.
Okay. Advantage. Let me roll with advantage here. In case I get a crit. No
Okay,
crit.
okay. Well, that's fine. We'll take the 7 damage.
And my dagger's in its side.
Okay. Fergus,
Gonna take a couple steps
we are
back.
going to give you proficiency in improvised weapons as well.
Okay.
So you can treat improvised weapons. That was one of our house rules for monk.
Improvised weapons. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you can just treat them like a regular weapon.
Got it.
Okay. Anything else you want to do your turn?
He just takes a couple steps back so he doesn't get picked up by the drool.
Okay, and Maeve, or Baylog, I guess you're up next. So Baylog, you are currently being compressed by this mouth, which is attempting to swallow you here. You are going to take... You're going to take 5 bludgeoning damage as it attempts to process you. You are covered from head to toe in a very sticky, slimy goop. And these walls are basically like crushing you and then like recompressing, and it's...
So, whenever it like opens up or like eases off, I'm gonna make an attack
Okay.
with the javelin.
Okay. So you will have this...
And I'm gonna do this
advantage.
as reckless. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, I already have it. Do I have advantage or is it?
Yeah, you're not going to miss from the
Oh,
inside.
okay. All right.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll a d4 as well. Okay. All right. So, how do you do this, Baylog? Describe to me how you kill it from the inside.
I'm just like, so I had a lot of like confidence going into this, but taking the damage has like kind of set it back a little. So my calculations have become more of a panic as I'm like stabbing the inside of this thing like frantically, but I managed to like make a hole in the side, and using every bit of like power I can, I'm just like gnawing and just like biting the hole bigger and just like tearing out of this thing like a wild animal and just like it ends up just falling in half, but like I just fall down with the broken piece like onto the cave floor.
Okay, yeah. So y'all watch...
Just like
Y'all watch as the worm sort of twists and seizes, and then Baylog is going, as it relaxes and straightens up from Baylog's attack. Baylog, you are going to slowly get released and slide down this drool. and you are now covered in a sheen of slime.
I'm gonna spit out the slime and be like, "That's one."
To Fergus?
Yeah.
That's one. Oh my god.
One. Oh, you could use a little bit of work on your technique, though. You're really clawing out of your way there at the end.
Just gonna puff.
Is this thing lowered to the ground by any chance? Like,
Yeah, I would
or
say at
is it
like full extension, it's now like maybe like 10 feet from the ground.
Can I get my dagger back?
Maybe an acrobatics check.
Yeah.
I would say you could probably like kick off one of these things and try and jump up there and grab it. There you
20.
go. Yes, with no concern for the structure of rock formations, you jump off of these things A-OK, light and deftly, and grab your dagger. With your weight, you are able to easily enough slide off and drop back to the ground. Okay,
Okay.
so you have effectively killed the worm and can proceed.
Heavy.
Looking at Baylog completely covered in slime. Fergus will like step into the water and be like, "You might want to wash off a little bit. Doesn't look too comfortable."
Yeah, he's going to wash off a bit. Difficult. Bony spine protruding all over.
Okay. Alright, so Baylog, you rinse the slime of this creature off of your form here. And you are now presented with two paths. One moves towards the north, the other curves around the corner, back to the south again.
I'm going to cautiously walk in. What's this right?
As you approach in this direction, you notice an old barrel that seems to have been left here intentionally.
Is there anything in it?
Nope. It is an old, empty barrel that someone seems to have placed here to block this path. It can be moved easily enough.
I move it.
Okay. You move the barrel aside.
And I peek in.
You see another shallow pool of water and a way around the corner.
Do I see... I don't see anything on the ceiling.
Nope, nothing on the ceiling. In fact, roll me an investigation, nature, or survival check. And anyone who follows Baylog can do the same.
Ew.
As you guys all sort of peek past into this blocked route. The only thing you notice is that everything is barren. There doesn't seem to be anything at all of note.
Nothing growing, is that you?
Yeah, there's like nothing growing on the walls. It seems completely empty down this path.
Alright. You. What's this on the floor?
So, Baylog, as you make your way over here, you do find what appear to be small stones. There are a couple small pieces of long rusted metal. It's hard to make out maybe what they used to be. It appears to be the remains of something, but you can't quite tell what.
Remains of something metal, but I can't tell.
There are small bits of rusted metal here.
I'm going to try and like sift through it to see if I can find more completed pieces.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check to discern this, or an investigation. And Maeve and Fergus, are y'all following Baylog as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are
Ew.
going to see as he sort of squats over the remains of this here. There you go. It's hard for him to discern what it might have been.
And it's just corroded. Like, is it like iron or is it what kind of metal? Can I at least determine that? Is it red?
Yeah, sure. So it's long. It looks like long rusted iron. Let's see. What did y'all collectively get? A 14. Was that just now, or is that from earlier? I guess that was just now. No, this was y'all peeking in before. Does anyone want to help Baylog as he is investigating these remains here?
I think Maeve is usually pretty good
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, I can do that. Let's see.
Okay. Maeve, with a 16, you're able to determine that these metals, the metal was, it appears to have been stripped, pieces that were stripped off of barrels or potentially crates. And it is the rimming. However, it appears to just be sort of loosely scattered over these stones here. Outside of that, there seems to be nothing of note in this area at all. It's just smooth stone.
And then the hole that leads down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's no organic life.
Look down the hole.
You look down in the hole, and there's nothing that is immediately apparent to you. You can
Is it
see...
just bottomless?
No, it's not bottomless at all. About 10, 15 feet down, you can see there appears to be another opening. It sort of opens into a room. If you like...
Going to tie off rope. Drop it.
Okay. So, you guys watch as Baylog ties a rope and descends to the floor beneath. Would y'all like to do the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Follow Baylon. Here we go.
Alrighty. So, So, dropping to the floor beneath, you guys are going to be not up there, but way down here. So you guys are going to be down here.
Wander ahead carefully.
Do I see those mushrooms?
Yeah, you do.
What do they look like?
They are large. They have big, broad stems about as thick as your arm. Large red caps with white spots. And they appear to grow naturally down here. Are you investigating these right here?
I'm not gonna touch it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, everybody, as as Balog is looking this way over here. So this is perfect because Balog doesn't see it at all. But Maeve, looking beyond the mushrooms, beyond these stalagmites that are growing up out of the ground, you note the massive form of a tremendous sleeping serpent on the other side of these stones, sort of laying across the ground. And it is currently sectioned off by the wall, but you can see it over there.
Okay, I'm going to motion to both of them and point in that direction.
And then do we see it after she points it out to us?
Yes. Once Maeve points it out, the two of you can see it.
Shit. How big is this thing? Oh my.
This thing is
Do I see anything
massive,
beyond it?
Massive.
Do I see anything beyond it, like is guarding it?
Not from here, Balog. There is certainly more cave on the other side, but from where you guys are, you are actually sectioned off by the stalagmites. You can just sort of peer through the gaps and see this in the distance.
What if we just started shooting through the stalagmites at it?
Just
Whatever.
cheese
Oh,
it.
we don't have ranged weapons.
I don't have a range. I could cheer y'all on.
Yeah, I would say moving forward from here, Maeve, without a torch, too, you will also not be able to see. It occurs to me that you're now underground.
Mm-hmm.
You can smell the fish much more strongly down here.
Yeah. Okay. Is this something we want to tackle right now? Gee, that's a big guy.
Now, this thing is not currently aware of you.
Correct.
I'm gonna roll stealth.
Okay.
Ew, gross.
Oh, Balog.
Oh, man. Alright, Maeve, Fergus, would y'all like to proceed carefully as well?
Definitely.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So, as all of you proceed forward, there are more mushrooms in the vicinity, but when the three of you ultimately round this corner, you are going to see very clearly and very distinctly a large green mass, thick and slimy, which has wedged itself into this space between the stone walls. Looking carefully at the floor, you now note that there is a distinct slick trail that has been left by this goopy mass here. And
What?
this is probably a great place for us to stop.
Oh man. I know exactly what this fucker is.